Hi everyone, in today's video I will be showing you how to import data into SPSS and perform a simple cross tabulation. If you're a beginner, don't worry, I will guide you through every step of the process. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below, as this will help me produce more quality content for you. Also, if you find this video helpful, give a thumbs up and feel free to drop your questions in the comment section. Let's get started. First, we are going to import our data into SPSS. So SPSS allows us to import data from various file formats such as Excel, CSV, and even database. So we are having a CSV file today we're going to import, and let's go straight to our SPSS to see how we are going to do this. So first you go and open your SPSS software. Alright, so this is our SPSS Outlook. So once you run your SPSS software, this is what you're going to have. Alright, so for importing our data, to import our data, we go to File, Open Database, Open. So we'll go to Data. So once we open the data, we are going to be having this box here, this pop-up menu. Then my data is saved in my desktop, so I will go to my desktop to get it. And also, if you look at here, we're having SPSS statistics. So this .sav here is for SPSS files. So since my file is a CSV, rather, I'm going to change this to text here. So this is CSV. So you can see other files are now included here. So I'm having my cross tab, I'm having my data here, so I will click on it and open it. Alright, so this is what I'm having. So does your text file match a predefined format? So my text file does not, so I would stick with no. If yours does, so you can actually browse the format you wish. So but mine has not. Then you click on next, then delimited. So variables are delimited by a specific character, comma, that is comma, you have comma. So for our CSV file, we're having comma.delimited, so comma is used. So I'm going to pick this, and our variable names included on the top, yes. So my first variable name, my ID, gender, preference for product, they are all variable names, so yes. So once I do that, you'll see the variable names will automatically be removed from here. So the counting will start from 2 instead of 1. So now let's go to the next. Alright, so you see the first case for our data begins from row 2 instead of 1, because our 1 is now taken as variable header. Alright, so now we go further. So how are your cases represented? So each line here represents our cases, yes. So each line here represents our cases. If we want to change that, we can click on a specific number of variables and do that. So but I'm going to stick with each line represents a case, because this is what I'm having in my data. Alright, so how many cases do you want to import? How many of my cases do I want to import? I want to import all of them. So having done that, I would go to next. So next here, which delimiter appear between variables? So it's a comma, so comma is checked. Now, what is a text qualifier? What is the text qualifier? So if I have a text qualifier here, is it single quotes? Is it double quotes? So, but for me, my data, I have no text qualifier, so that will be none. Now you can see, you can actually check for both gender and preference for this. Okay, so now let's go to next. Now variable name, you can decide to change your variable name here, such as this. You can decide to change this here. You can decide to change gender as well. You can also decide to change preference for product, and furthermore you can also look at the data format. So is it a string, is it date, is it dollar, is it comma? So our data here is numerical data. So I'll leave it like that and go to next. Would you like to save? So if you want to save this data for future use, you can say yes, and you save it as whatever you want to save it as. But now I don't want to save it because we're having a tutorial. And would you like to paste the syntax? No, I do not want to. So finish. So here my data have been successfully imported to SPSS. All right, so I'll go to under variable view rather, to go and do some editing here. For the gender, 1 will be my male, add it up. Then 2 will be my female, add it up as well. So this is, so what I just did here is just to code my gender, column for gender. So 1 under the data view, 1 will represent male, 2 will represent female. So let's go to preference for product. So preference for product, 1 will be yes, and 2 will be no. And I'll add this, and so that is okay. So I have successfully coded I've successfully coded these data here, so that 1 for preference of product will be yes, and 2 will be no. So and 1 for gender will be male, and 2 will be female. So what we have basically done here is that for preference for product, customers would pick yes for a product or no for a product. So and the responses have been coded here as 1 and 2. So now let us run a cross tabulation and see how this data would look like. So in running a cross tabulation, we'll go straight to analyze, descriptive statistics, then we go to cross tabulation. So on the row, I'll put my gender. Now we should note that for cross tabulation, the 2 variables must be categorical. All right, so then under columns, I'll put my preference for product. You can include other statistics such as chi-square or correlation if you chose to, but for the purpose of this tutorial, we are focusing on cross tabulation alone. All right, so we click OK. This is our result here. So this is the case processing summary for both gender and preference for products. We are having 1000 observation, which is 100%. Then missing, we have no missing values, and here we have the total as well, so no missing values. So let's go down to this. So this is our cross tabulation. From the cross tabulation count, you would see that gender for male, number of those who said yes, 223, and number of those who said no, 263. The total is 486. Now for female, 258 said yes, 256 said no, total 514. So this is the cross tabulation for our data. In our next video, we would be looking at how to export this information to Microsoft Word. You can also export it as PDF or any other file you choose to. So stay tuned.